Ooh, how am I gonna get my tea? Yikes. Oh no, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Good evening, everybody. You're broken down and tired. That's how I feel. Of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can find the fighter. But I see it in you, we gon' walk it out. And move mountains, we gon' walk it out. And move mountains. Hi, Van Brown. How you know I'm barefoot? Hi, the Wrestling Palace. How you know all that, Van? And I'll rise up high like the waves. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. Hi, Tyrese. I told you guys I would be back tonight. For you, for you, for you, for you. Hi, Lisa Johnson. How are you? Are you Greg Johnson's sister? Or is this a different Lisa Johnson? What are my thoughts on Phyllis Hyman's voice? I think her voice was gorgeous. I don't really know what to say other than that. It was like rich, it was thick, it was beautiful. Very beautiful voice. Ginger tea. It's like the Jamaican ginger tea. Hey, Solomon. It's like a Jamaican ginger tea, which is basically sugar mixed with ginger powder. And so what I did was I added more ginger powder, so it's like extra spicy. Well, God bless you, beautiful woman. Nice to meet you on here. Thank you so much, Van. Do I just look like I'm barefoot? Are you saying I'm a hippie or something? What program am I using to go in between apps? I'm using StreamYard. I follow a few apologists, and I kept hearing that word fly around. So I finally looked it up, and it is so easy to use. So I really love it because I discovered today that I'm even able to use it from my phone. So I'm able to go live on my fan page, on my personal page, and on my YouTube page, all in one. I just wish it would let me go to Instagram, because then it would be like so much better. Very nice. So tomorrow's going to be a busy day because I'm in charge of Thanksgiving. I went to the studio today. If you guys watched my earlier video, I knocked out a whole song, BGBs and lead vocals, in 2 hours. No joke. I walked in at 3, and by literally like 5:05, I was done. And that was because I took a 5-minute break because my voice got tired towards the end. So in 2 hours, all BGBs and lead vocals were done. And it sounds amazing. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear. So how many have ever heard of warming down? Warming down. Warming down, I guess it's like warming up, you know, it's like, you know, when you do like those 30-minute workouts on YouTube, and then the last 5 minutes is a warm down where you're getting your heart rate back to normal, I guess, so that you're not leaving the workout like, you know, apparently like you can build up acid and all that stuff. So the same is true with singing. I don't think you can build up acid or anything, but apparently there's ways after you sing to, thank you, Van. Thank you. There's ways after you sing to kind of bring your chords, because what happens while you're singing, especially if you're singing a lot, like you hear how tired my voice is. So if you're singing a lot, your chords get really stretched. Think about like a rubber band that's just been stretched and stretched and stretched and stretched and stretched, and then it just gets loose, and then it feels like there's really no way for them to come together efficiently anymore. So if you do exercises like basically very similar to the very beginning of your warm-ups, it just kind of helps relax those chords again and get them coordinating. Because what happens is you have to start to coordinate the smaller parts of your chords again. So helps the smaller, thinner parts of your chords, the outer layers of your chords start to coordinate again, because you have been using the bigger layers of your chords for an extended period of time. So that's what warming down is. Not that anybody asked, but I just felt the need to stay true to my title here. I hope you guys are excited. I'm totally excited about my vocal academy that's coming out. There's finally a link to it. I just need to upload all the materials now. I'm starting a vocal academy. It debuts either Thanksgiving or Black Friday. I'm really excited about it. The amazing thing is I really wrote it with people with absolutely no training in mind, and people who can't match pitch, to be honest with you. I wrote it in mind for people who can't match pitch and have always wanted voice lessons. But when I sent the transcripts to some of my students who are actual singers, they're like, I'm taking this class. You're talking about a lot of things I don't know. So I'm really excited about that, because it really is like a 4-in-1 class. It's piano, music theory, ear training, and voice rolled into one, and people really like it. Mi español no es bueno, porque no practico. Pero, how do you say it? Yo creé una clase que se llama Delisa's Vocal Academy, una academia de Delisa, I don't know, vocal, una academia vocal de Delisa, y yo enseño el piano, oh my gosh, I don't know how, el entrenamiento de los orejas, I don't know how to say that. I don't know. No sé cómo decir, pero muchos conceptos musicales que todo el mundo necesita para tener éxito, como un canto. Te recuerdo. Not necessarily. Te recuerdo. Sí. Vasquez, he's got, hey, you hear me fumbling through my Spanish. That's my goal, to be able to completely teach in Spanish with confidence. With confidence is the key. Y con más vocabulario. You guys have questions for me tonight? Do you guys have any questions? You make me feel bad. I'm Puerto Rican. I don't know Spanish. Are you kidding me? No hablo mucho inglés tampoco, solo muy poquito. Oh, okay. Sí, es difícil si no hay alguien para practicar. Con que, how do you say it? Si no hay alguien con quien para practicar, is that how you say it? Thank you, Van. Talk about my love for Brandy. Why? I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I guess I did ask what y'all want me to talk about. I think Brandy's great. I actually was really listening to Full Moon today, like really listening to it like it just came out, like blasting it in the car and trying to get my son to understand why she was so great. I was like, did you hear that? And he's just like, thank you. Hay alguien con quien para, yes, thank you. That's what I was trying to say. Why do I like to sing, Terry? I don't even think it's a thought. It's not even a thought. It's just like I drink water, I sing, it just happens. It's not, I sing without even knowing I'm singing. It's that much of a natural thing for me. It's an extension of who I am. Can you give good singing exercises for people who live in places where they can't take too much noise? Yes. Any semi-occluded exercise, like hum, anything where the throat, it's like the throat is open, but there's something causing a obstacle in the mouth is going to kind of like, it's quieter than, right? But it's the exact same thing that's happening in the throat. So any of those things are going to be fantastic if you live in a place where you can't make too much noise. Oh my goodness, it was Thanksgiving when I did that, and my children were so young, and I had it wasn't a weave, I had straight hair. So this was easily 2011, 2012. I will sing some give thanks. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because he's given Jesus Christ, his son. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because he's given Jesus Christ, his son. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. Give thanks. I saw that you called Kelly Price a soprano in your last video. What do you think of her being a mezzo? No. I think she's like a soprano. Have you ever done a deep dive into the rules of the role? No, but she has one of my favorite songs ever. 'Cause I never knew love like this before. You opened my eyes. I never knew love like this before. Low key, I'm in love with you. Is definitely a vibe off of that song. What is your motto for life and how do you think it affects your music? What is my motto for life? Terry Osteen, you have amazing questions. Who are you, sir? What is my motto in life? You know, my mantra changes as I grow. I don't even know. Do I have a mantra? Listen, okay, I'm deep, okay? I read the Bible, all right? So there's a verse that says, godliness with contentment is great gain. And that's something that I've been feeding my spirit, which basically means do the right thing and be okay with wherever the chips lay as a result of living a life of integrity. So don't feel like you're taking any losses, even though it might look like you're taking losses, because you're obviously winning because you're doing the right thing. You're living right, you're living holy, you're staying in God's word, you know, you're eating right, you're exercising, you're rearing your kids, you have peace in your life. Be okay with that, be happy with that. Don't start grumbling and complaining. And so gratefulness is an exercise. And as we exercise it, we get better at it. We have to train ourselves to be grateful. And I definitely think that affects my music, because if you hear a lot of my music, it's just the story of my gratefulness toward God, right? Will your studio be like teaching to singing and praise dancing? Will my studio be like teaching? I don't know anything about praise dancing, so I don't even know how to answer that. Tori Kelly is amazing, period. Thank you. Listen to difficult songs. Listen to complicated music. Don't just listen to what comes on the radio. What comes on the radio is music that has been broken down to the simplest factors so that it's digestible for mass consumption. Listen to things off the beaten path. The more complicated things you listen to, the more critical your ear will become. Uh-oh, hold on. I'm an anointed barefooted singer and dancer. What makes you think I'm a dancer? Who is telling you this? How do I sing higher than a G5? I'm a tenor. How do you sing higher than a G5? You probably need to start mixing. What's up, Ray? Improve tonal clarity. A lot of what I talked about. Do you have any more videos for mixed voice to strengthen your head voice and sing with more power? A lot of those videos are like my earlier videos. Like if you go back to 2009, 11, I literally have videos like how to sing in mixed voice and things like that. I actually had a product, but I stopped selling it, not gonna lie. I have another product that I'm not selling yet on my site, but I will, and it's called the Ultimate Vocal Warm-Up, but it is on prettysimplemusic.com, and it goes through chest voice, mixed voice, and head voice singing. So you can get that product, and it will teach you all of that. ¿Por qué hablas en español? Delisa habla español. Sí, yo estudié español por 10 años o más. What vocal trait is most important for you? Connectedness. connectedness, fluidity. That's what I love, fluidity. I don't know, not a clue. Some people are wild, wild west singers to me, and she's one of those. Hi again. Any insight into Leandra Johnson can sing with such a heavy sound so consistently? Nope. I don't really think about her voice like that. I mean, I don't think the sound is that heavy. So I think the question was kind of a little off base. I don't think her voice is that heavy. She belts a lot. And some people just can do that. Their voice can endure a lot of that. Or at least it may seem so. What topics will you explore in the future? For example, depression, sex, motherhood. I went through a divorce, so I think would be really easy to explore those topics, but it's almost like, do I really want to create art to relive the BS, or do I want to create art that just focuses on God's goodness in the midst of the BS? Like, the music I make doesn't ignore the BS that goes on. It's just more so celebrating the truth of God's word in the midst of the BS, as opposed to me literally just dwelling and sitting in the BS. I just feel like if I make music like that, it would just be very ghetto and very ratchet, because then my rage would start to show. So I just try not to go there. But I will say this. Motherhood, maybe. But those, when I think about motherhood, it's a layered thing, And my kids, it's just weird because they're growing up, and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them growing up, because I wanted them to grow up, and now they are, and I'm a little salty about it. I have trouble keeping an open sound without spreading. I'm a tenor. Not necessarily. You're saying, do I have any tips other than lifting your soft palate and start mixing before the F sharp 4? Maybe that could be a tip. I thought Betty Wright had a beautiful voice. She passed away during COVID with all this COVID stuff going on. I don't know if she passed away from COVID, but she passed away during it for sure. And that's very sad. Would you switch to pop music to gain more success? No. I would definitely do R&B. I only want to sing music I love. I'm not really trying to gain fame necessarily. I want to build legacy with my music. I want when people hear my music, they feel like they're uncovering a gem. So no, I've never been interested in singing pop music. I kind of made that decision as a teenager that I was not interested in that, because I don't want to be told who to be and, how to be or anything like that. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I've been working on it. Thank you. Do you have any advice or any special thing you do to protect your voice? I definitely don't drink cold water, but that's because I'm just a cold body person. I call people hot body people when they always need cold water. They always need the AC on. Hot body people. I'm a cold body person. Okay, so give me hot tea, give me lukewarm water any day of the week. But those, I also do understand that those things help protect my voice. When it's cold, when I go on planes or anything, I've always worn a scarf. I've always covered my face because I just hate that cold air on me. Staying hydrated is huge. Getting good rest. If you don't sleep well, your voice is going to deteriorate really quickly. If you're not drinking enough water, your voice is going to deteriorate really quickly. Talking too much will deteriorate your voice really quickly. So if you're talking too much, you're talking too loudly, when it comes time to sing, you're going to be like 60% dead already. So keep those things in mind as a singer, that you're using the same two vocal cords to function in every aspect of your life. So we have to really be cognizant of when and how we're using it. Do you enjoy when artists like Beyonce try to utilize a more operatic? No. Oh, no, I don't. I don't. You speak a little bit about Fantasia. I think Fantasia is way more of a technician, as you would say, than people give her credit. Have you heard her singing Misty? Um, I think Fantasia is good at what she does. I think she's intentional about what she does. I guess I would have to hear variations for me to say she's a technician. I don't think she does enough. But she knows what she's doing for sure. She's very intentional. I think the sound that she's creating, everything about it is very intentional. So that makes me feel like if she needed to change it, she could. I just think it would be harder for her to adjust to something different because she's always kind of singing the same way. I ain't nobody's writer for real, for real. I have written a few songs, but writer's block, I don't know. I would go and experience life a little bit. Go out to dinner by yourself. Go ride a bike. Just go experience life and listen to the sights and sounds of things around you and try to get inspired. Why would you say music is your passion? That's a good question. Like I said, it's just something that I've always, it's a part of who I am. I don't think I chose for it to be my passion necessarily. It just is. That's the best way I can describe it. It just is. I didn't choose it. I've worked really hard at it, but it was something that I already had, you know? Like my daughter's an amazing gymnast, and it's not because I put her in gymnastics. I put her in gymnastics because I saw that she was already an amazing gymnast. So I think the same is for me singing. Can you give examples of complicated music or artists to listen to? Oh, that's a good one. I do enjoy. No, I wasn't necessarily talking about classical singing. I was talking more like Barbra Streisand with Funny Girl. That's complicated. Ella Fitzgerald is complicated. Who else is just complicated? Obviously, Kim Burrell, complicated. Karen Clark Sheard, her vocals are complicated. To me, Richard Smallwood, the way that he blends classical with gospel, I love that. That's so interesting to listen to. I'm pulling blanks here. I don't know. I'm pulling blanks. Even musical theater, things by like Audra McDonald. She has a song, Glamorous Life. Great musical theater is really complicated. I think doing things like that, listening to people like, what is that huge a cappella group? What is their name? They're everywhere now. I hate that I can't think of their name. But music like that, like people that were on those a cappella shows, and it was like 10 groups and they're all singing crazy harmonies, like Take Six type stuff. That's complicated music to me. And those are the kinds of things that would build your ear. We're kind of on the right track. Yeah. Let me see. Are people responsive? I don't know. I don't go nowhere, so I don't know. I work from home. I'm with my kids all day. I go to Publix and come home. I literally have no idea what they're doing out there in those streets. That's the truth. Who are some singers that someone should listen to if they want to learn how to express emotions through music? I think there's a lot of singers who are emotive. Drama, I would say, like Luther Vandross was pretty dramatic. Patti LaBelle was pretty dramatic. Mariah Carey, a lot of singers. Toni Braxton, Tamar Braxton, those are really dramatic singers. I would say again, Barbara Streisand, Celine Dion, Nat King Cole, Jasmine Sullivan. A lot of great singers are emotive. I think Yeba is excellent at being emotive. I would have to agree with that. Yeah, the music industry has the worshiping undertones and promotes unholiness. Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. I mean, when you're trying to be accepted by the world, you kind of have to drop God's standard, right? And you have to do things that are going to have bring shock value and capture attention, and whatever those things are usually going to go against the word of God. So I don't know if you would call it devil worshiping, but it's definitely the opposite of killing the flesh. It's carnal, you know what I mean? And it's allowing carnal desires and carnal inclinations to kind of lead the art. I guess without regard, like you said, without regard to God or holiness or anything like that. Yeah, whatever the base level of existence or base level thoughts or emotions. When I say base level, I mean like instinctive, animalistic, like you said, sex, things like, you know, the desire for security. So we're talking about our homes and our cars and our jewelry, you know, the desire for validation through those things and through sex and all that. That's why that drives the music. These are very base level desires on a very human level that maybe these people didn't have when they were younger, and now because of the industry they have, so they just can't stop talking about it. That's, you know. I don't know why Leandria's name came up. Sorry, guys. There's a Bomb in Gilead is amazing. Let Us See is amazing. Would accept a dark woman like you, and do you think you are marketable? By the way, you're beautiful. Thank you. Do they accept dark women? I don't know if they really accept dark women with their clothes on. Maybe they do at first because they want you to think you're okay, but then they usually, I mean, I don't know. I definitely think the lighter you are, the more marketable you are. And that's just because, you know, most of, you know, when you think about it, how much of this country is Black and how much of this country is white, and then how many Black people love dark-skinned people. You know what I'm saying? So even amongst Black people, there is a prejudice towards dark people. So then, you know, even Black people are going to favor lighter people because of what slavery has done to Black people's perception of themselves. So, you know, that's a hurdle to get over. And then, you know, you have, you know, white people who just kind of like to buy music from other white people because that's who they look like, right? It's like everybody wants to buy music from somebody they can relate to. And I understand that. That's why I mean, I'm not about to put myself through all that. I appreciate you saying I'm beautiful. Jasmine doesn't get a Grammy. I'm gonna riot. Thank you, Pentatonics. That was their name. Panasonic, you were so close. It's Pentatonics. That was the a cappella group I was talking about. Traditional gospel traditional gospel example, the Clark sisters, yes, and theater singer. How do I learn the old school gospel sound? I'm not a proponent of learning the rasp and the growl. I don't think that that is beneficial vocally to learn. I didn't really grow up listening to the rasp and the growl either. And like I said, there's nothing vocally beneficial to learning that. So I don't teach that. She is. Rochelle Farrell is, yeah, I was referring to Pentatonics and Rochelle Farrell. She's jazz, right? My face is so clear. Thank you. I appreciate you guys saying that. I appreciate you guys saying that, seriously. I've worked hard over the last year or so clearing up this skin of mine. Do you have preferred vibrato speed? My vibrato is usually really fast, and I don't even know when or how that began to happen. I feel like it's just gotten faster and faster. Not goat-like fast, but I can get it really fast to where my runs are like really fast. I like to praise and worship like Tasha Cobbs, but I am a contemporary singer. One or two genres sounds. Tasha Cobbs to me is a black CCM singer. So if you're a contemporary singer, you should be fine. Colorism exists everywhere. And I say that to say, because even though she does bring some kind of gospel isms to the music, she really is singing CCM music a lot of the time, right? So I don't really think the transition between singing contemporary music and what Tasha Cobbs does is going to be a reach at all. At all. She does a couple of runs here and there, but they're really usually very short. As a Christian, how do you think you will navigate the industry, and how do you think the industry will change you? The industry will not change me. I have been myself for entirely too long. I'm 37 years old. And I've waited this long to do music because I always told myself I would only do music when I truly knew who I was and when I really understood the story that I wanted to tell. And I could stand on my own 2 feet and tell my story. So that way nobody can tell me what I'm supposed to do and who I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to say. So that's where I am. So never gonna happen. I think they're amazing. They're a quartet group and they sound like Brandy. They're amazing. What would you say are characteristics of emotive singing? A lot of times they are singing in the mass. I don't really know how to answer that though. What would I say are characteristics of emotive singing? I don't know. Let me just parenthetically say this, guys. I do have a 50% off sale that's only going on for like another day. So if you want 50% off your voice lessons, now would be a great time to stock up and get a nice little package for yourself. Why is Yolanda Adams so amazing? That's the question I have been asking myself since I was 14. How in the world? Je suis malade. I'll take your word for it. I'm not neglecting IG. I can't do everything at one time. I'm going on IG right after this. I went on IG earlier today, kind sir. And the other thing is everybody has whatever they respond to, right? So like Dimash, like people really wanted me to go crazy over Dimash. And when I listen to him, I just hear a voice, but they're like, you're so insulting to Dimash. He just took us to the heavens and he just took me to the stars and to another galaxy. And you are always speaking a voice because that's all I hear. I don't know nothing else. So it's very subjective, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, nobody really knows how much they are going to tour, right? Because we're in COVID. I don't know. I'm interested to know. I would love to, but that I don't know. That's a great question, and I literally don't know. Yes, I am. I don't know what I said that made you think that, but my background is I'm English, and my parents are English, and my grandparents are Jamaican. But I would say we're English and Jamaican, like 100% both. Yay! Thank you. Thank you guys. Yeah, but this is real. This right here is real. Like, we don't even love us, you know? If anyone's gonna support dark-skinned women, it's gonna be us, and we have a problem with that. We automatically see the light-skinned person and we think they need to be the lead, and you know, they're the prettiest and they're the this. Who cares? I mean, I really don't care. Definitely no dancing. You don't want to see that. That's not good. I mean, the stand on my dancing is like, you don't want to see that. That's it. It gets bad really fast. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. You guys always have the best questions. You're the love of a lifetime. Your love is my lifeline. Your love fought for me when I was astray. Oh, thank you, Denise. I'm so excited to teach you. I don't think I have one. I do not have one. That's the honest to God truth. Contemporary Christian music. It's basically Christian rock. It's rock music. It's like adult contemporary rock music, like 80s. Basically, contemporary Christian music is 80s and 90s rock music with Christian lyrics. By the way, being that we are in COVID and not everyone is employed anymore, is this the only time we can catch a sale? No. So this is an early bird special. So I'm doing the early bird before my Black Friday special. My Black Friday special is 30% off of everything, and that goes until December 5th. And I generally don't do sales at all. Like, I don't know the last time I did a sale, and I don't do it because I used to do them a lot, and then people would only buy when I did sales. They wouldn't just. So it was hard for me to establish my price when I was constantly doing promotions. So I haven't done promotions in a very long time. So like I said, December 5th is when this is over. But the 50% is over in the next day or so. The 30% off will be done December 5th. Amber Riley. Is she the girl from that TV show? I think she's great. She's great. What do you think of stan culture? Do you think you will gain an intimate relationship, or do you just like money and expression? I think I do have a relationship with my fans. I mean, I don't think I need to get any more intimate than this. Stan culture is strange. It's cult-like. I'm not here for it. When I knew the story I wanted to tell. It's true. It's true. So do you have any tips on the shape of your mouth for singing? I heard it's supposed to be like an upside down. Definitely, your soft palate is supposed to be wide and high, and as the notes get higher, your soft palate pulls up even higher. No, my Sing Like a Star program isn't available. It's not available anymore. I took them down because I felt like there was like there was like glitches or something going on, or like a really weird edit thing going on. And so I was just like, nope, I'm taking it down. So that's why I just kind of decided to redo the videos. And that's why I'm coming out with my Vocal Academy, which is 14 videos. And if you're still a beginner, I think you would really enjoy this particular course. The other thing that is still available is my Ultimate Vocal Warm-Up, but it's not even on my site. It's on, just because I didn't have my site, it was hard finding a program. You know, you have to find someone to, like a server to host it, and the videos were so large, it was difficult to find servers. So then, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I gotta host it somewhere else. But right now it's at prettysimplemusic.com if you want that. Thoughts on Jessie J's performances on Singer? I think she's grown a lot. I don't even know what Singer is. I don't watch TV, I'm so sorry. I think she's grown a lot, knowing when to tastefully choose moments. I think that I always thought she was great. Don't do me like that. Why you gonna sign up if you know you bad? Oh, Jesus Nazareth. Thank you for the support. Ooh, child. Now that I have locks, especially since well, you know what? Guys, I literally stay in my house all day. So I'm not even out in public enough to be stereotyped, to be honest with you. I will say I went to the mall, and I definitely feel like having a mask on and having red locks makes people think I'm a child. Because I've been spoken to as if I was a child a couple of times, and I've had to, you know, correct a few people. I was in Macy's and I went Karen on this guy because I was in Macy's furniture with a friend, and, you know, I had my mask on. It was a huge sectional, and there were two white gentlemen looking at the sectional, and they were like a good 10, 15 feet away from us, just talking about it, whatever. And a Macy's employee walked up out of nowhere, didn't even acknowledge the white gentleman, and just said, "You need to get up. I have customers." Who's he talking to? So I went Karen on him. I went off. And then I got a bunch of free stuff. Macy's was great about that. They gave me like 2 free perfumes. They gave me Clinique. They gave me all of like lipstick, makeup, lip liner, all of these, you know, gift certificates. It was great. So thank you, Macy's. And then I got in the car with a Lyft driver, and he said something like, "Are you going to vote?" And I was like, "I voted already." And then he said, "Oh, well, you better pray that Trump wins because Biden is just going to crash this economy." And I just said, "Can you wind the window down? Because I'm a singer and I'm allergic and your car smells like smoke." And he was like, "You sing?" And I was like, "Yeah." "In a band?" I said, "I'm a professor at a university." "You're a professor? What do you mean?" So I think having red dreadlocks makes people think I'm young. I did find a new favorite perfume as a result. I did find a new favorite perfume as a result. It's oh crap. What is the name of it? Dior. It's a really nice one with a bow. I can't even think of the name right now. Miss Dior. So thank you, Macy's. And thank you, sir, who thought he could talk to me like he was 12. And then on top of that, you know, he was clearly an immigrant. And I was like, how dare you talk to me that way? In this day and time, and you are clearly an immigrant because you have a Spanish accent. And then I started talking to him in Spanish because I needed to let him know. I'm trying to find your comments, guys. Anything to come in with for the first lesson? Just have some songs that you would like to sing. Just some songs that you have been trying to sing, what you would like to sing, be ready to sing. For some reason, people, when I ask them to sing for me, they're just like, one guy rolled his eyes. He was like, I guess. I was like, why are you here? Absolutely. That's where you start. You study your faves. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. I haven't even sold those in so long. I'm so happy you have them. I'm signed up through distribution, but I feel like I'm not signed up through anything, to be totally honest with you. Yes, I am going to I'm gonna post some stuff. Like on the site, it's gonna have all of that so you can see what the lessons will look like. If you're talking about the courses, definitely. Ah, that's cool. I did not know that. Yeah, I'm in a stable place now. Shook, okay? He was like, so I mean, you teach where? I was like, Georgia State University. Why are you in Florida? I said, because my family's in Florida, so I decided to bring my children. You have children? Yes. How old are your children? I said, I have a 10th grader. When did you have kids? When you were 10? Like, yeah, you thought you were talking to a kid and you're not. No, sir, maybe you sing in a band. But I teach at a university. Thank you very much. Get out of here. And I reported him. Talking about Trump. Boy, your car smell like cigarette smoke. I ain't got time for that. I tried that call out my name by the weekend. Let's do it. Okay. Listen, y'all. This is it. Honestly, I always think I'm like classic with a twist. I don't think I do too much. I like neutral colors with a pop. That's it. This is my pop. So everything else is neutral. See, great. I like my makeup to be clean. That's about it. I have heard of Witness. That's what's her name's mom? It's right. I'm looking at their faces in my mind. Tasha Lockhart, but she had another name. And then once I get her other name, her mother's name will come to me. But yes, I have heard of Witness. They're great. It's there. It's pretty. It's just there. I teach opera. I teach opera at the school. At the college, everything is classical. Then they're like, we don't want Paige. Thank you, Lisa Page. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. To always guide me from I need you. To always guide me. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ha, 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 ha. Yes, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Lisa Page. She's a fantastic singer. The Quick Start Complete Training Program, where do you find them? They are not, I'm not selling them anymore because I didn't like the quality. Like I was like, I'm going to redo these in better quality than put them back out. But I feel like the better quality version of them is the Ultimate Vocal Warm-Up. So I'm happy with that now. And you can find that at prettysimplemusic.com because I don't have it on my site either because I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. Running a site is tough. There's so many things that happen. About the racist girl. Oh my God. She was so annoying. Sometimes I still want to troll her. Like, I'd be seeing her on Facebook, and we're not even friends. I just remember her name, and I'm like, let me Google her right quick, see what she's doing. I just want to ruin her peace. You know, she just looks so happy. I'm like, ugh, do you remember me? Stupid. You know, as soon as I sang, she was like, oh no, I need to sit somewhere else. We don't blend. Girl, bye. And then when I heard her sing, she was like, oh no. I was like, bruh, you've got to be kidding. Is music a form of therapy and upliftment for you? Is it more of a diary? I think it's both. I think it's both. Resound or the walls? Resound vocally is more, their music is more difficult. I think the Walls group would have a hard time singing Resound's music. I don't think Resound would have a hard time singing the Walls group music. Do you ever accidentally revert to a more modern sound by instinct? Absolutely. That's like my biggest issue. My biggest issue, right, is that muscle memory. Biggest issue is that muscle memory. Where can you put it in the chat? Oh, I guess I can try. Hold on. There you go. I think Cynthia is amazing. Her tone is so clear. She's amazing. Racism, I didn't even think racism really existed until I moved to Georgia, to be totally honest. And then but I've had isolated incidents. Like I said, there was that one girl who was just very weird towards me. And then when we sang an African spiritual, she just was like, I'm not ghetto enough to sing this song correctly. The truth was the whole class was struggling because for some reason they couldn't get the syncopation. And which was just strange. It was like, guys, you guys are singing in Russian, Portuguese, every other language. And then we have an African spiritual. And I was like, the whole class was like, oh. And so she was just like, the girl next to her was like, I just don't have enough soul to sing this song, right? And she was like, yeah, I'm not ghetto enough to sing this. Oh my God. And then there was a time where I left a door open for a woman and she just didn't say thank you. And I thought that was strange. Or I said good morning and she just walked past me like she didn't hear me. But it was like isolated stuff. I think there was a time I went to a gas station in middle Georgia. We were like driving back from somewhere and I asked to use the bathroom and she was just like, we don't have any bathrooms. She was like, that's a lie, you know? So little things like that. But until I moved to Georgia, I really didn't experience it because I always lived around so many cultures. I didn't really even hang around American culture that much. Everybody was like of some sort of Caribbean descent, whether it's like Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, Jamaican, Haitian. So I didn't even really know it was a real life everyday thing until I relocated. Hi, Mark. You caught me again. Have you had the chance to listen to India Arizona? No, I have not. African spirituals hit different. They do. And you do have to have some syncopation skills. You have to learn how to sing on the upbeat. You said we don't blend. What does that even mean? I don't know. I don't know if that meant she couldn't hear herself when I was next to her. I don't know if that meant she could tell that she didn't sound good when I was next to her. I don't know. But sister girl needed to get it together. What do you think about cultural difference between the races? Where I'm from, most black people have a disdain for white people. I don't think white people are monolithic, and I don't think black people are monolithic. So I think, though, in Georgia, there's this attitude that that all black people are black and American and have the same background. And that's annoying as somebody from, with Caribbean descent, who grew up around mostly people with Caribbean descent, because there's such an awareness that everyone doesn't have the same background. And it's strange to be around people who just think they know you because they've looked at you. And I've been around enough white people to know that white people are not monolithic. You know what I'm saying? White people from New York are not the same as white people from Mississippi, are not the same from white people from LA. So everyone's experiences are so different. Yeah, so I think it depends on where you're from and what level of oppression you've experienced personally. There's obviously systemic oppression, but there can be a very personal, systemic oppression, I think, affects different black people differently, I think, you know what I mean? And at different times, we sometimes don't feel it, when we get education, when we apply ourselves, when we do those things, sometimes we don't necessarily feel as much as the person who didn't do that. They are more subject and more vulnerable to be mistreated, as a result of them not getting out of the hood and blah, 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 blah. But that should not be the case. No, in fact, they are like anti-singing. They're anti. It's sad. I love Rance Allen. I love Rance Allen, and I love Lauryn Hill's voice. Those are my thoughts. They're both. I have a Rance Allen moment in the song that I recorded today, actually. My high school teacher said she would call me out in court. That's so funny. I'm sorry to hear that. How do you expand your range? Singing correctly. When you sing with correct technique, you naturally start to gain access to more notes. So it's not necessarily about pushing your range up with forcefully. It's more so about singing correctly so that you gain access naturally to the higher and lower parts of your voice. You would be surprised how much it grows. I think it's because of the history that we've been taught. It could be because of the history we've been taught. But like I was saying, every black person isn't at the same socioeconomic level. And I think at different socioeconomic levels, we experience different levels of microaggressions or oppression based on where we are. You know what I'm saying? We're subject to different types of racism. And some of us feel like we're not even being, to the point where some of us feel like we're not even experiencing it all, but that's not necessarily true. When you look around, why aren't we in certain positions, even though, black women are the most degreed people in the world, more degreed than white men. Why aren't there more black women in CFO and CEO positions? Why are they still being dominated by white men? So yeah, a black woman may be really successful, but she's still not getting what she deserves based on her qualifications. She's still getting shortcutted because she's black. So that's what I'm saying, or shorthanded, or whatever the word is. So even though we may climb the ladder of success, we don't even realize that our climb to success has been made more difficult because we're just so used to just climbing on the rough side of the mountain. You know what I mean? Yeah, things like that. I have definitely heard the comparisons to Indiari, for sure. What do you think about sexism in the music industry? Do you think you have to work harder because you're a black woman? Of course, black women have to work so hard for everything. Absolutely. They have to work harder for everything. Black people have to work harder for everything. Black women, it's even worse, for sure. Because they don't want to respect you at all, Tips for staying productive during this time. Where I live, there it's lockdown. I feel like it's then go outside. Go outside. Staying productive. Create a schedule for yourself. Ride a bike. Go jogging. Find something to do every day that gets you out of your house. Like sometimes just looking at those four walls, it's just like you feel like you're going to implode or explode. So, figure out something to do. Read books outside. Just get some fresh air. Go somewhere else. Lock down out of town or something like that, I didn't switch from IG. Like, I'm doing both, okay? I just wanted to come on here and say hi to the people. I'm gonna be back on IG in a second. I think it's sustainable. She'll probably sing forever with that. I mean, because she's not pushing her voice. Every kind of, I would say so. There are rock teachers who would say differently, but when I hear those rock singers sing, they don't sound great. So again, that takes me back to, yeah, I wouldn't teach it. Rock singers do teach it. Good luck. Do us Black people tend to have heavier? Yeah, I think our voices tend to be richer, have more color, more depth. I would say so. Let's not do that. I don't think it has to do with a top tier school. No, I don't think it has anything to do with. If it has something to do with the top tier school, again, why didn't they get into the top tier school? Was it because they didn't qualify to get into the top tier school? Or was it because there were other people, white people, who were buying their children into those top tier schools because those top tier schools have a label that would allow them to network to get into those big jobs? So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they didn't get into a top tier school not because they didn't qualify, but because they didn't have a rich father who was paying for them to get into that school. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. And you put that in all caps like that was a real point. Hello. Which one do you think is the better singer, Whitney or Whitney? Hello, Michelle Hunter with your beautiful self. Hi, Mystic. You still have all the caps. They don't have Ivy League degrees because they're smarter, sis. No, ma'am. When you feel like you're being annoyed, okay. Oh, ignored. That's funny. I'm guessing you're saying peaches and cream. So what we're not going to do is question the validity of a woman's education because she didn't go to an Ivy League school. What we're not going to do is assume the education of the Ivy League school is better than professors at an HBCU or at a state school. What we're not going to do is assume that the reason why a person isn't at an Ivy League school is because they couldn't qualify for the Ivy League school. So that's my point. Again, Black women are more educated, pound for pound, than any white man. And yet they are not, pound for pound, making more money and in higher positions. Some of those Ivy League degrees were bought. They were not earned. So they are as valuable as an AA from a community college, if that, when you look at the person and their actual qualifications. So that is my point. You're making a moot point saying that Black women are not in better positions because their degrees were not from Ivy League schools. And what I'm saying is these Ivy League schools have a lot of scams going on to get white men into these Ivy League schools because their dad went and their dad's dad went. And so now it's like my son needs to go because my son needs to be able to network and be the CEO of the next Fortune 500, regardless of the fact that he probably really shouldn't, probably doesn't even want to be in college, probably won't apply himself, probably will just pay somebody to do all of his work. He just needs that degree. So what is that degree worth compared to the person who earned their degree? Janet's a better singer. Tiara's not a singer at all. I have no idea who that is. Probably. I do. I love experimenting with different colors and singing. Listen. Hi, Daniel. Da, da, da. Thank you. Look at Kamala. You've heard a lot of people saying Kamala being vice president validates HBCUs. I'm really not even sure. Yeah, but a lot of people have said HBCUs are not good enough schools. But now how are they going to say that when a Black woman is the vice president of the United States and she went to an HBCU? You know what I'm saying? But for years, HBCUs were the underdog. That's the point I'm making. Somebody would have said, well, Kamala's not the vice. If she didn't make it, well, how would we expect her to make it? She's not as qualified as the person who went to the Ivy League school. That was the point you were trying to make earlier. Can improper singing feel comfortable? No, it can feel really comfortable if you're singing it in a very comfortable range. Yeah, they need to let Sierra go, honey. I'm the youngest of four. We all have degrees from UNT. This is the only school I can afford to send us to. Right. Historically Black college and university. And HBCUs ain't cheap. I listen to and sing along with scales to train my ears. Anything else? I think someone else asked me this. I would say listen to more complicated music. Mm-hmm. What? Level up, level up, level up, level up. Yeah, man, why not? You're killing me. She is Black. She calls herself Black. She's multiracial, but to be honest, most Black people are multiracial. I just think she looks more multiracial than most Black people. I mean, we could all go into our history. We don't even have to go very far into our generations for there to be another race, like on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Scottish, Indian, not very far back. I'm just saying, like, my grandmother is mixed, and then my grandfather is mixed, but they're brown, so they look Black, so she's mixed too with Black and Indian. Most Jamaicans are, you know what I'm saying? Most Black people are. Black people in general are mixed with a lot of white because of slave rape and all of that stuff. Black people love to say that they're mixed with Indian, but they probably have more white ancestry than Indian. I know Black people in the Caribbean, it's the Black, the white, the Chinese, the Indian. So we're all mixed, but in the construct of society, we're seen as Black. And so in the construct of where she sees herself fitting in society, she sees herself as a Black woman. I ain't mad at that. You know, Nicole Richie, to me, looks, I mean, I guess she doesn't look like a white woman, but she's like, I'm black. How are you going to take that away from her? It is what it is. Ella who? Ella Fitzgerald? I love her. Is there any genre you can't stand? A genre? Probably metal. Like whatever that scary music is, where they're like, that's just. Mm-mm. I'm not sure how that would sound. Oh boy. Have you ever had clients that want to learn how to sing with? Yes. Are you kidding me? Get me called mute this immediately. Oh my gosh. You can't tell somebody they're not black if they want to be black unless they're white. Like, what's that lady's name? Like Rachel Dolezal, who literally does not have black in her. But she does have black in her. It's just maybe she's like an eighth black, you know what I mean? So she's mixed. I know she's not his biological daughter. She's mixed, but she's like, well, I'm not gonna go around saying I'm mixed. I'm black. You know, I have black in me. My father is a black man. She probably was raised around black aunts and uncles and grandmothers, so she identifies as black. Yeah, she's amazing. I probably will. I did at one point, but I didn't post it, so I apologize. But I probably will. Any tips on finding harmony parts? I think you should start listening to music and start isolating things. So what helped me find harmony was just like, okay, just only listening to the drum and only listening to the bass line, then only listening to the guitar, then only listening to the tenor line. So start isolating music and start thinking a little more critically when you hear it, and then that's how you'll start to hear the different parts. Ooh, look at how you spelled my name. I know her biological father wasn't black, but if she was raised around a black family, and like I said, I think from what she says, so she was like an eighth black or something like that. That's like a black grandparent somewhere in there, or a half black grandparent. I mean, she's not white. White people know she's not white. So she probably feels like, oh, well, I'm not going to call myself white. They know I'm not white. Everyone was shook when you said it wasn't your responsibility. Yes, they were. They were shocked. People really feel like that's my job, but it's not. By the time you get to me, I'm here to beautify your voice. I'm here to make what you're doing beautiful. I can't do that if I'm correcting pitch over. That's why I honestly created this program, because I realized people didn't understand that you are wasting your money and your time coming to a voice lesson to learn how to match pitch. That's something you do before you get to a voice lesson. By the time you get to me, I'm refining. I'm not. No, that's so exhausting. So exhausting. How do you see your future content on YouTube? Is YouTube your passion? YouTube has never been my passion. I love singing. I love talking about singing. I think people wish YouTube was my passion, because then I would be on it more. I think it's been a wonderful vehicle to create what's been happening, but I didn't create it with all of this in mind. I created it because I love talking about music. I love singing. And I was a young mother and I couldn't sing. So I decided to talk about singing. And then like my whole business was born out of it, which is amazing. So the future for me on YouTube is really just figuring out how YouTube still fits, you know. I've always wanted to finish my vocal analysis series. I've always wanted to finish it, like just kind of like get several artists out of my brain and out there. But I feel like I'm one of those people though that once I've done something, I don't feel the need to redo it and redo it and redo it, unless I feel like I didn't do it well the first time. So like recreating videos on all these vocal tips over and over and over again, I just feel like that's disingenuous. If I said it right the first time, and if I still agree with what I said the first time, I don't see a reason to reword it, redo it just because I want more views. That's just odd to me. I don't think I have thoughts on her. That's dope. That's a great thing. That's great. Well, I created a program that's dropping on Black Friday called Vocal Prep 101. And it's basically a piano ear training, like interval training, piano ear training, music theory and voice class rolled into one. And it's for people who are complete beginners that do have pitch matching issues. But the crazy thing is people that don't have pitch matching issues, once they see what the study guide is and all that they'll learn, they're interested in taking the class, not because they need to learn how to match pitch, but because they want to learn how to play piano, play scales, play, you know what I mean? And the reason why I incorporated piano is because I think that by the time you get to me, you should know how to match pitch with a piano. I shouldn't have to play it, then sing it, then you sing it. I should be able to play it, then you sing it. So I want you to get comfortable hearing the piano and getting used to singing with the piano, so that when by the time you do a private lesson, that's not something I have to teach you. Okay. That's my point. Who cares? What voice professional? Voice professionals, what voice professional helps with the dirty work? That's a good question. You know, it's interesting because I think the dirty work, like I said, maybe choir directors can help with that. Like general music teachers. I think if you like take piano classes, that helps. Any like guitar, that helps. If you join a choir, if you join a praise team, those are things that you get into, and over time you get better and better and better. Because it does take time. You do sound combative. I'm glad you know. Like you're really trying to validate your point. My dream collaboration, obviously, Whitney. Also, Jonathan McReynolds, Jean Moore has such a gorgeous voice. Layla Hathaway, Anita Baker. Yeah, I think that's it. Is it normal to be able to easily match pitch for struggle harmonizing? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for some people, yeah. The other night when you was on live with Saucy, you were talking about IG content. Do you think you could pause who clips? Huh? I'm sorry, you may have to type that again. Thank you. Tips, move your head back and forth, move your tongue. Nobody. Oh, is the audio messing up? Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so I'm finna head out. Because I did want to jump on Instagram before it got too late. So I thank you guys for hanging out with me. And remember to like, share. Somebody spelled it CHER, which was hilarious the other day. It's 10% off of my shirt. This is one of my shirts. I sing because I'm happy. 20% off plus $50. Plus free shipping for the $50 for anything over $50. Can you tell I'm tired? I am just over it, okay? But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will check in with you guys mañana. And thanks for hanging out.